You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk about the first Godzilla plot leak. Yes! How coincidental that we just get a plot leak right after all this Godzilla heat. Do you think? Maybe. Alright, first of all, I guess I should give a potential spoiler warning. Personally, I don't think I have to, because after you hear this shit, trust me, you're going to pretty much be convinced that this is not a plot leak. This is just an elaborate hoax. But let's entertain it anyway, just for shits and gigs. All right, I'm going to read to you exactly what I got. Okay, this leak was from a person who saw early screening of the movie. Now, why this person didn't come out before and talk about this and chose now, you know, I'll let you guys figure that out. But here we go. Okay, now I'm going to read this exactly how it's written, and you guys are going to know why this is a complete bullshit. And if this turns out to be real, oh my God, that would be so funny. Because this is bad. This is not good. Okay, here we go. Main character is an ex-monarch scientist whose son died in the San Francisco battle in the first movie. He had a falling out with his wife, who's also a monarch scientist, because she's still sympathetic to the Titans, which is what, apparently, according to this person, is what they're being referred to in the movie, the monsters. Despite what happened, he left the organization and her to raise their daughter. Now, pay attention here, okay? Pay attention to every word I say, because there's a lot of fuck-ups in this that for some reason there are some people out there who are believing this and they're not picking up on these very clear mistakes. All right? He left the organization and her to raise their daughter on her own. Okay? All right. Movie opens with the ex-wife and her kid at the base that's studying the egg of Mothra. Mothra awakens and starts freaking out. The ex-wife uses the opportunity to use a machine she's been working on called the Orca that sends out frequencies the Titans respond. She successfully uses it to calm baby Mothra. Then the Ecoterrorists, show up, kidnap the ex-wife and kid along with their machine. Mothra escapes in the confusion and goes into a cocoon in a waterfall. Monarch reaches out to the main character since he helped with his ex-wife build the Orca and can track the frequencies they use. He doesn't get along with the Monarch characters, meaning Sarazawa and Graham, I'm assuming. He does, yeah, here we go. Okay. Characters, since they all have boners for the Titans. These are his words. He's able to tell where the Ecoterrorists are headed, and they're going to Antarctica. The Ecoterrorists are led by an ex-British Special Forces guy who grew to resent humanity after all the wars he's been in. A team is sent to take out the terrorists and rescue the ex-wife and the kid. The main guy sneaks into the base himself. He finds his family, but they don't want to go. The ex-wife activates Orca and awakens Ghidorah. Both human groups barely escape while Ghidorah goes on a rampage. Back at Monarch, now pay attention to this next series of sentences. Back at Monarch, everyone is confused as to why the ex-wife freed Ghidorah. They get a broadcast from the bitch herself. That's what this guy wrote. And she explains that she was working for the terrorists the whole time. That's the big big thing. She was working for terrorists. She explains that they want to free the Titans so they can stop humanity from screwing up the planet and let nature control itself. Main guy, which I'm assuming is Kyle Chandler he's referring to, and the wife argue for a bit, and she reveals that she raised the kid to believe the same nonsense. This whole thing is nonsense. All right, here's the next part. The eco-terrorists want to unleash the monsters that are being held in the Monarch bases. They let a newly born Mothra escape while getting a machine that now this is where it all gets all fucked up. You're going to be hearing things all over again, but they're going to happen differently. And I don't know. This whole thing is not even cohesive. But I'm entertaining the fact, this for you guys. Eco-terrorists want to unleash the monsters that are being held in Monarch bases. They let a newly born Mothra escape while getting a machine that the monsters, called the Titans in the movie, respond to, which is the Orca. They awaken King Ghidorah, referring to as Monster Zero at this point, who was frozen and being studied at a base in Antarctica. Godzilla shows up, gets his ass kicked. The eco-terrorists go to Mexico to unleash another Titan, which is Rodan. Both Godzilla and Ghidorah show up. Godzilla and Rodan fight for a bit, but before Godzilla can kill him, Ghidorah starts attacking Godzilla. Godzilla manages to bite off one of his heads. The military shoots an experimental weapon called the Oxygen Destroyer at them. And I think this is the one that makes people go nuts because everybody's been wanting the Oxygen Destroyer in the Legendary Universe. Godzilla seemingly dies, but Ghidorah not only survives, but reveals that he can completely regenerate his head. Ghidorah screams and causes all the Titans on Earth to go on a rampage. Rodan becomes his bitch. Monarch finds out Godzilla is still alive because Mothra sends signals to him. Their ancestors worked together all the time. Their ancestors worked together, so I guess they're predecessors. Okay. And so Monarch's plan is to revive him with nukes. This guy says due to bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. The only way to do it is to manually detonate it at his face. Asian guy, which he's referring to as Ken Watanabe's character, Dr. Serizawa. He's the one who does it. He dies in the process. Godzilla is now supercharged, which is what the OP is depicting. I'm guessing he's referring to the picture. The Titans are drawn to Boston, where the final battle takes place. Mothra, Godzilla, and the military all work together to stop Ghidorah. Mothra brutally wounds Rodan with a stinger. It's revealed to have Ghidorah. It's a stinger. It's revealed to have Ghidorah kills Mothra. Godzilla uses his atomic aura blast to melt away most of Ghidorah and then eats him alive. He eats him alive. Ghidorah is trying to come out from his mouth. Ghidorah is trying to escape through Godzilla's mouth. But Godzilla uses atomic breath, killing him for good. The other Titans show up and see Godzilla as the Alpha Titan and literally bow to him. So that's your plot leak, supposedly. Now, within that plot leak, obviously the person knows that there's certain parts of the movie that have been revealed. For example, the fact that the final battle is supposed to take place in Boston, things like that. And he incorporated that into this elaborate story that is just horribly done. I mean, if you're going to do a plot leak, at least make it. But I should do my own plot leak. I should make up my own plot leak to show you guys how it should be done. But I'm not going to do that. Now, first of all, let me just say, if you obviously pay attention, on one hand, he mentions how the wife freed Ghidorah, and then on the next paragraph, he talks about how Monarch freed Ghidorah from the ice. So which is it? So, I mean, this is obviously not a real plot leak. This is obviously someone who just wanted to take the opportunity to give a nice elaborate hoax in the heat of the moment. And like I said in my last video, guys, This is just the beginning. This is going to get a lot. Take it from me. This is going to get a lot worse. You are going to be, your hypeness and that excitement that you feel about the movie next year is going to be on constant attack for the next year. Get ready. Especially some of you younger guys who might have been like 10, 11, or 12 back in 2013 when you weren't maybe on the internet as much or you weren't paying much attention. And now you're here 5 years later, you're like, 17, 16, possibly 18, and you're part of the hype train. This is what you're going to have to deal with for the next year. You're going to be reading a lot of bullshit. You're going to hear about websites you never heard before, having exclusive and all this shit. Just be ready. All right? Remember, look for the seal of approval. And the seal of approval is often legendary or a highly reliable media source or media outlet, like entertainment. I showed it in my last video. I'll do it again. Well, this is Empire. I said entertainment in my last video, but it's Empire. Empire, okay? And then, of course, recently, entertainment. These are official media sources that if you hear from them, it's likely true. But if you hear from websites like, www.imfullofshit.com talks about how Mothra is coming around with an army of Muto behind her, and that's a true story. Not the website name. I made that up. But there were people back a couple of years back that were like, yeah, the end credit scene, most people missed it because it wasn't in all theaters. It wasn't released in America. It was only released overseas. But in the end credit scene, there's Mothra flying with an army of Muto monsters. Get ready. This is only the beginning. It's going to get so much worse. And I'm going to enjoy it this time. I'm going to have fun with it. I'm just going to sit back and throw popcorn. Because I already know how to peel through this shit. Now, this one wasn't that hard. Obviously, this one was deliberately written to be, obviously, bullshit. The pictures and the sketches, obviously, there's a lot of people questioning whether those are real or not. We'll find out. The only way you're really going to find out is when the movie comes out or they officially release pictures and images. Nonetheless, nonetheless, they're great artwork. I will say that. That sculpture was really good. And whether it's real or it's done by a fan, it's a nice sculpture. I like it. And the artwork is fine. The sketches are cool, But whether they're real or not, we'll have to see. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's it for this video. There's your plot leak. And, another good thing to think about, too, when it comes to this stuff, one more thing I want to mention is, because I know some people also mentioned, this is a good point, when you look at, like, the end credit scenes or the Mothra Temple and all that stuff, all those pictures that got released some time ago last year, those are good sources as to determine whether or not anything you're seeing right now is real. But also keep in mind, they're older, and things can change. I don't think they'll change too drastically, but things can change. So the point I'm trying to make is no matter what you see now, no matter what you saw a year ago, until you see an official release, whether it's the movie, whether it's a media outlet that's reliable, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But outside of that, have fun with it. Let your mind run wild if you want. Just be ready. Just don't let your mind run wild to the point where you're going to disappoint yourself. Have fun with it, but don't take it too seriously. Have fun, guys. This is a run that we're not going to experience again once it's over in 2020. We may not. We might. Maybe they'll keep going. Who knows? But try to have fun with it while it's here. I can tell you from experience that this is the best part of leading into the movie is all the information we're going to get. But know that a good 70% of it is going to be full of shit. All right? Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news. We just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Or you can click here to become an E.T.N. patron. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.